Finally we see some light at the end of the tunnel. Finally we see some common sense prevailing. Guys, welcome to the channel, The Modern Survivalist. What I try to do here is get you better prepared. A very important part of that is waking you up, actually allowing you to see how you're constantly being lied to, manipulated in one way or the other. This polarized version that we have in society. Oh yeah, no, it is all of us. No matter what you think you're aligned with, you're probably being lied to and manipulated nonetheless. As always, I recommend you follow the channel so as to get more videos like this. Hit the notification bell button. I always recommend getting my books, Surviving the Economic Collapse, given that the world is more and more like this. It's more and more third worldly all over, as well as 3 survival skills. These 2 books will really help you get a lot better prepared. So we finally have a brave woman here, Dr. Jill Simmons, calling out, well, her colleagues, an important part of her colleagues that are dedicated more to politics and lobbying, very much against their oath of protecting life as they should. And well, let's listen to what she has to say.
And we have serious concerns about the physical and mental health effects of the current protocols promoted for the care of children and adolescents in the United States who express discomfort with their biological sex. This declaration was authored by the American College of Pediatricians, but really it was developed from the expertise of hundreds of doctors, researchers, and other healthcare workers and leaders who, for years, have been sounding the alarm on the harmful protocols that continue to be promoted by the medical organizations in the United States. Despite recent revelations from the leaked WPATH files and the recent release of the final report from the CAS review, these medical organizations have not changed course. So we are calling on these medical organizations of the United States, including the American Academy of Pediatrics, the Endocrine Society, the Pediatric Endocrine Society, the American Medical Association, the American Psychological Association, and the American Academy of Child and Adolescent Psychiatry, to follow the science and their European colleagues and immediately stop the promotion of social affirmation, puberty blockers, cross-sex hormones, and surgeries for children and adolescents who experience distress over their biological sex. In our declaration, we affirm that sex is a dimorphic, innate trait defined in relation to an organism's biological role in reproduction, male and female. This genetic signature is present in every nucleated somatic cell in the body and is not altered by drugs or surgical interventions. Consideration of these innate differences is critical to the practice of good medicine and to the development of sound policy for children and adults alike. Medical decision-making should be based upon an individual's biological sex. It should respect biological reality and the dignity of the person by compassionately addressing the whole person. We are here defying the claims made by these medical organizations in the US that those of us who are concerned are a minority and that their protocols are consensus. They are not consensus, and we are speaking in a loud, unified voice. Enough.
Finally, look at how this is being ratioed. It's 120,000 versus 1,000. Most people see this bullshit. We all see it. We know what they're doing. We know what the elite is doing. If you think this is just a conspiracy theory, you need a lot of work done. You need to realize, you need to wake up. It's not a coincidence. It's not a coincidence that the elite that owns everything, they own the media, they own the entertainment business, they own your search function, they own the tech companies that allow you to see what you're looking up or not. They own the lobbies, they own the pharmaceuticals, the labs, they own the banks, the financial institutions, they own the politicians, and they all align with the same evil message, right? Which is what? What is it? Confusion, destroying people. You don't even know what you are. She said it, male or female. And if you're a human being, that means you're either a man or a woman. There's no gender studies. That's not a thing. That's not a real field. It doesn't exist. Male or female. That's how living creatures reproduce. And if you happen to be a human being, which I assume involves all people, Well, that's going to be either a man or a woman. Oh, but that depends. No, it does not depend on anything. That's simply what it is. You don't own the language. The same bullshit with, these are my pronouns. Those are not your pronouns. They're not yours. You don't own them. You don't own the English language. You don't own the Spanish language. It belongs to all the people that speak those languages. It's not yours. You don't get to decide what pronoun works for one situation or the other. That's not your right. That's not a privilege that you have, because it's not yours. It doesn't belong to you any more than I have the right to go to someone else's property and decide to do what I want with it. It's not mine. It's not mine. It's not my property. I don't have the right to go to someone else and tell. That's not how this works. But we've allowed this to happen. We've allowed enemies of our civilizations, our societies, to infiltrate us and destroy us from within. From within. Destroying what a woman is, what a man is, we cannot even, we have politicians. This is all coming straight out of the United States. Straight out of the United States. You have senators, right? What was that woman? She could not answer what a woman is, what a mother is, and she's a freaking representative of the US people. She's been elected to office. You have judges. How many politicians have we heard in the last few years that they cannot define what a man or a woman is? That should be immediately reason to disqualify you and fire you from the fucking job if you don't know such simple things. How the hell are you going to fight for women's rights if you don't know what a woman is? How are you going to defend the rights of children if you have such an incapacity for basic understanding? Or is it just you being disingenuous and lying openly, shamelessly to everyone? Yeah. Guys, we finally have a little bit more of hope here. But this is just a start. You really need to get a lot better prepared, because this will not end up quickly. This will go on for a long time. The damage is already there. You have an entire generation of young adults that listen to this woman and just don't know. What is it? She's what? American College of Pediatricians? Well, so she's a far-right crazy woman? No. She's an actual doctor that's not lying like so many other doctors are lying. And they just don't have the mental capacity to understand this. This is why ignorance is so dangerous. This is why it's so dangerous to be a dumb idiot like so many people are right now. All along, you could have told all of these things for yourself. It was there. But people don't have the time. People just don't have the freaking IQ for this sort of stuff. And up to some point, you have to understand that that's the mediocrity of the general population. Most people don't know these things. Most people don't have the time. Most people just go by whatever Kamala or Kamala Harris is telling them. And if a man, a woman, a mother, a father are all things that only woke experts in gender fluidity are allowed to define, well, that's what they will say. And when that person ends up in front of a classroom, that's what little kids will think. And that's what the future generations will look like. Not because it's an accident, not because it's a coincidence, not just because of happy-go-lucky, rainbow, colorful, yay. No, it is all part of a very sinister plan in case you still haven't noticed it. But finally, we have people with a little bit more courage that are saying, enough, stop it. It's already happening in northern countries. They've gone back on all of the idea of puberty blockers and reinforcing the obvious confusion that every single fucking teenager in this planet ever had. No teenage girl, no prepubescent child knew what she was supposed to be when she grew up. When was that ever the case? That's what going through puberty and being a teenager is all about. Not knowing shit and being confused. If you just reinforce said confusion by lying, by tricking. If I have my 3-year-old or 4-year-old and says, hey, Dad, what am I, a boy or a girl? Well, you're a boy just like your old man. Okay, great. I'll just go watch whatever cartoon or bullshit I'm doing. Or just go play outside, even better. Same thing for a girl. But no, I take this opportunity to confuse this child into something that he has no business dealing with just because that makes me feel better. And I film that child, and I make an entire YouTube channel about how my child is an activist at the age of 5, and he's stripping in front of a bunch of grown men that should be locked up, right? No. But that's empowerment. That is, no. We had the cover of National Geographic. We had a kid that was yet another of these activists, a child activist. Now, a little bit older, he's coming back and saying, you know what? You castrated me. You destroyed my life. And I'm not getting my life back. Shame on you. And who is giving... The damage that's been done already cannot be undone. We will have to deal with. That's why I insist so much on getting prepared. But it's nice to see these things finally happening. Guys, see you in another video. Take care.